Okay, y'all, I got the pipes off. There they are sitting over there. As you can see, I also put a pipe wrap on my Vance and Hines. Now, what I wanted to show you is a little trick I did. When you put your Vance and Hines back on, you have these dog bones. These are called dog bones. These go inside the pipe. This is what bolts the pipes onto the bracket. What I did is these are rough to get on. I mean, these are a real pain in the butt to get on. So what I did, all this is a piece of a hanger. I welded it onto the bolt. That way, there when you put your pipes on, you can play with these and line your bolts up with the bracket. So, okay, now we're going to go about taking the cam cover off. Okay, guys, as you see, I got my cover keepers off. We got them suspended. I also have the bike jacked up. I got it in the 6th gear. I did loosen up all the push rods. Okay, they're all loose. This one here was the toughest one. That was the toughest one right there. That's the front of my cover. Now, I don't know if you can make it out. It says for removal. I guess it's those 2 holes and then one down below. I don't know if my kit's going to fit on that. So next step is, you guys know I took the pipes off. I think you've already seen that. So the next step is I'm going to put a rag and an oil pan underneath there. We're going to pop that cover off. Okay, guys, the cam cover is off. The tool here does not work. Okay. That is way too big for the hole, as you see. Way too big. These will screw in here, but what I did was the cover actually came off really easy. What I did is with that piece of wood there and my Mr. Majestic hammer there, I just tapped with a piece of wood, bam, 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 all around, and it came right off. So we got her off. I got to take a coffee break, guys. Guys, I got to take a coffee break, man. My knees, man, are screaming. I'll tell you, guys, if you could afford to pay somebody to do this, man, pay them. My knees, man, are fucking screaming. They are screaming. I mean, I was surprised. The hardest part of that so far was that front push rod. I did not think I was going to get that. I thought I was going to have to cut the push rods and get a set of quickie push rods. But I finally got the adjuster loose. I think some of the push rods were too tight. I really do. I think some of them were too tight. None of them were loose. None of them were loose whatsoever. So a lot of you guys in some of the videos you said, "Oh, it sounds like it needs a push rod adjustment." No, that's how these engines are. The 117s are noisy. Everyone will tell you that has one of these. So, all right. I'm going to let my Siberian Husky outside. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning right now. It's 5 a.m. I'm going to let her outside. I'm going to get a cup of coffee. Then I'm going to make sure no parts fell out of there. I don't think any parts fell out. Yeah, the cover came off real easy. And after I tapped with the wood a little bit here and there and there and there, it came right out. I did not expect that. For a motorcycle that hasn't been apart since 2006, it came off actually really easy. Okay, guys, I got the cam out. In order to slide the cam out, you have to lift up the roller rockers. Let me show you what that looks like with the cam out. See the roller rockers in there? Now there's also that guy right there I have to put back in. That's the bushing. There's two parts of this. So there's this little ring here. So that goes on top of that like that. And just how that's sitting, that's how that goes back in. And it goes, I don't know, you guys can see. Sorry about that, guys. It's hard to do this, man, and the flashlight. Hold the flashlight too. That little hole back there where the needle bearings are, that's where that guy goes. All right, now let me check the cam out. All right, let's get our cam. You know, if my knees weren't hurting and if I wasn't so damn old, I could get this back in before 10 o'clock in the morning. But I want to change the oil too. So here's the cam. Let's see here. You know, let me get a rag. Hold on. Let's clean this guy out here a little bit. Make sure no parts are on that. Because that's how my luck is. You know, you pick up a rag, there's a spring or a bushing on there. You know, of course. So let's see here. Let me get my flashlight. This ain't a new house, guys. As you can tell, this is not a new home, man. The lighting in this house is horrible. It's a 558 cam. Here. Try with no light. Yeah, that's better. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I don't know if you can make it out. So anyway, on the top it reads S&S 33-5058. Then on the one lobe it says 600. I hope this isn't a 600 cam I pulled out. I hope I didn't stick it to myself, guys. I may have stuck it to... Homie here might have stuck it up his own you-know-what. Okay, well, let's get the other cam out, and we're going to see if I made a mistake. Because, you know, it would be something that happens to me where I'd go through all this, okay? I go through all this and put this in and find out that the other cam has more power. That would be the kind of thing that happens to me. We're going to also have to get this brass bushing off. That might come off easy. So, okay, let's see here. I'm going to have to look these numbers up, guys. I might have just wasted money on this. So the one I bought, it reads 33-5109. My original reads 33-5058. But just looking at this, the lobes are bigger. I could just look at it. Just looking at it, the lobes go up more. Then on the front of my cam, I bought the new one is S&S V585. That's on the front. Then on the front of the one that was in the engine, there's nothing on it. It doesn't read anything. So let's get the micrometer out. We're going to measure the height of the lobes. All right. Let's pause, you guys, and I'll get the micrometer out. Yeah, this bushing right here, though, it's going to be a bear to get off. Because I just tried getting it off my hand, and she ain't moving. Maybe I can put a little bit of heat on it. That might get it off. Or I just might go online. Maybe I'm better off just about a new one if I can find one. So, all right. Let's measure these lobes here. Let's do this one here first. Okay, 133. You know what, I'm going to do this in millimeters. Okay, we're reading 32. Sorry, guys. 3240 in millimeters. That's the old cam. Now the new one, oh yeah, it definitely has a higher lift. We're reading 3447. The same. About 32 millimeters, 0.42, 47, something like that. So these are all okay. So the on the original one it's reading 3240, 3250. On the replacement, we're reading 3480. So this is a high lip cam. That's probably a 560, because if I read on the dial here, on the it's probably a 50. It's probably a 558, a 58. I think that's what I read is in here. and we're putting the 585 in. But yeah, guys, this is going to be a bear minute to get off, because this is not budging, boy. Of course, nothing's easy. I just watched that video that Arnold Schwarzenegger made about Auschwitz, and he said life is not easy. The more pain there is, the more rewarding it is. And that's just how my life's been. Every single thing I've done, it don't come easy for me. Just like getting this bushing off here, this bronze or brass bushing. No, don't come easy, guys. Everything's hard, man. From A to Z, boy, hard all the way around. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of heat on this. Maybe it'll slide off with some heat. I'll let you guys know what's going on here. All right, guys. So as you can see, you take a good look at this, man. I applied some heat to it. She ain't budging. You can see it's worn a little. You can see the lines in it. Which I could refinish it with some 2000 grit sandpaper if I can get it off. But a new one is $50, $49 for this dude right here. And putting it on, I think probably what I'll have to do is, if I'm not mistaken, they're probably a real tight fit. I think I could put it on with a socket. If I could oil this up real good, and should be able to get it on with a socket. And that hole there, that's an oil hole. So, these are really just, they are on. The fit is extraordinarily, just, there's no play at all. So right now, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just buy another one. So I was feeling that bushing and with my fingernail, and there is some significant wear in it. There's some significant scratches in it. So I'm going to just buy another one, guys. See, because what that does, man, this thing's heavy as hell. That rotates in there. So that basically, it's rotating in aluminum. The aluminum's smooth. Which I could probably, what I'll do is I'll run some 5,000 grit sandpaper in this hole here before I put this back on. But I'll tell you what, this is probably about 10 or 12 pounds, man, this chunk of aluminum. So that's what the inside of that looks like. The gasket is intact, but I'm replacing the gasket anyway. And yeah, so that's the front of it. There is no electronic plate and there is no rotating wheel. Which all the videos I watched, there was a rotating wheel. Well, not on this one. So, we're going to buff this out too. We're going to put this on the buffing wheel. I'm going to try to get it a little shinier. But I have to honestly say, man, with the big dog motorcycles, they are unique. I understand why they cost so much brand new. This chunk of aluminum right here, this is probably made out of a block of aluminum, guys. And they probably put this on the CNC machine to make it like this. But it's a hell of a piece of aluminum, I have to say that. Yeah, see the inside of that hole there? There's no scratches. It could use, I'll sand it down a little bit with some with some 5,000. Then maybe I'll buff it out. I have little buffing wheels that can fit inside there. So, all right, I have to go on eBay and I have to order a bushing for this cam because I can't get that one off. I mean, even if I can get it off, there's scratches on the thing anyway. So here, let's take a look at our gasket. Yeah, the gaskets I ordered are the right gaskets. I also bought. I don't know if I showed you guys the sealer I got. I think I showed you guys. Gasket cinch sealer. We're going to put this on the front and back of that gasket before we mount this. So, guys, that's just about all I can do right now, man. I mean, even if I wanted to put this back on right now, I can't. And then I have to make sure the bushings that go into the needle bearing's cool. That's not worn down at all. So that back bushing gotta go in exactly like I saw it before I took that off. And yeah, to pull the cam out, what I had to do is I had to wind my push rods completely up, and with like a little lock pick tool I had to push the roller rockers up in order to slide the cam out. So yeah, these have roller rockers, man. I paid to have roller rockers put in my 81 Harley, and this comes with them. So I'm going to also change the oil once I get done with the cam here. Matter of fact, before I start it, I'm going to change the oil. I think my oil filter is probably cool. I don't think I got to change my oil filter. You know, because I change the oil in this like every couple thousand miles. So I think my oil filter is cool. I just need oil for this. Oh, by the way, more than likely my debt consolidation loan is going to go through, guys. I'm paying all my debts off, man, including the car. I will be completely debt free. Every one of my debts and my wife's are getting paid off. So that means our credit will be at its maximum credit number. My credit should go above 800. Now, I might get a Jeep Unlimited before we go on vacation next year. I might. Because I want to trade that Cadillac in while it's worth some money. You know, and the money that I'll get from the Cadillac will be the down payment on the Jeep. Which I should get at least $7,000 on the Cadillac. So, you know, on a used car, you have to put 20% down. So if I get a Jeep around like 25 to 30,000, 20% every 10,000 is 2,000. So that'll be just about right. You know, the what I'll get from the down payment, what I'll get for the trade-in will be my down payment. So let me tell you guys how much we were putting out a month for debt, and this wasn't even to get ahead of the debts. This was just making minimum payments, maybe $20-$30 more in minimum payments, which it'll take you years. It'll take like 20-30 years to pay it off like that. We were shelling out $800 a month for our credit cards and our car payment. Everything totaled $800 a month. And that was just barely paid them. That wasn't even trying to pay them off. You know, so at that rate, it would have took us like 30 years to pay them off. So this way here, it'll be paid off. My loan's going to be for 12 years, and my home equity loan will be done in 12 years. So both of them will be done at the same time, which is a good thing. You know, I still might sell the house before that. So, so that's what's going on right now. I have to give the bank person my information, and then they'll get the ball on a roll. More than likely, I'll probably get it. I'll tell you guys, it'll be nice, man, to pay all my debts off. You know, we weren't hanging on, but you know, we were just like every month we were breaking even. So, you know, I feel that cam should have came with a bushing. You know that? I mean, you can't put the thing on without a bushing, and they don't even tell you need a bushing. You know that, guy. They don't even tell you need a bushing, man. You know, this reminded me, I'm going to get a little personal with you guys, okay? If you have children, get them out of the room right now. I'll give you a couple seconds to get them out of the room. or to put ear muffs on them or earplugs or whatever. But, you know, them not telling me I need a bushing for that cam. You know, I started really washing myself. Okay, and I'm talking about washing my butt. I started doing that. I'd say maybe 15 years ago to present day. Okay, I'm a real stickler with that. Like every time I move my bowels, every time I do a number 2, I wash my bottom up really good. You know, I'll go number 2. I'll wipe myself. I'll flush that, and then once the toilet fills back up, I'll get another handful of toilet paper, and I'll dip it in the toilet, and I'll wash myself with like wet toilet paper, and then I'll get dry toilet paper, and I'll dry myself up. Then I'll go over to the sink, and I'll soap myself up and clean myself because I don't want to smell. You know, because when you're a big person like me and you smell, nobody likes you. You're just a big, smelly piece of crap. I started doing that 15 years ago to present day, okay? Now, before that, I never did that. I'd go to the bathroom, and I'd wipe myself one time, bam, pull my pants up, and keep going. You know, and I must have smelled like crap. I must have smelled it to people. People, they didn't have a heart to tell me I stunk. You know, they probably looked at the dude and say, you know, hey, look at him. He's a big, stupid, dumb looking idiot. No, that's not telling me smells like poop. That's not telling me stinks. You know, he's probably has a construction. That's not telling me. Probably has a construction. Maybe he's a ditch digger, you know, roofer or something, some kind of back-breaking job like that. You know, that's not telling me stinks like poop. I must have stunk. I must have stunk like crap, guys. People just did not have the heart to tell me that. You know, and that's kind of like this cam here doesn't come with the bushing. I think it's pretty messed up at that company. Not to at least tell you, hey, you know what, the bushing's another $50. Let's get them for another $50. Should have came with the bushing. Am I right or wrong?